decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision right here and now. My decision right here and now.
Good morning, everybody. What a beautiful day in the neighborhood it is today. So glad to have everybody here today. I'm Reverend Jay, the spiritual director. And, well, you guys live in the neighborhood. You know it's a good neighborhood, right? It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. So good to have everybody here today. We like to start our service with some music. Anna Jay is here. Please welcome her for opening song. Where is everybody?
Good morning, everyone. I'm so glad to be back. I love being here and had such a great experience last time, and so thank you guys for having me back. It was really great singing along too, so I hope we can do some sing-alongs today. Thank you, Alex, for doing sound for us. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be. Let it be, let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Beautiful. And though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer let it be. 'Cause when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary calls to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Aww. Thank you guys for singing with me.
That was beautiful. Seems like we've heard that song before, right? Let it be, right. We like to begin our service with speaking our vision and mission. If you want to read along, please do so on the screen. We say, we are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. On our mission, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. A great affirmation today for us individually as well as collectively as a community as we continue to find ways to open up and live this vision and mission in our lives. So, let you know a couple things. The month of May is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. They grouped everybody together there. There's a lot of different cultures. We tend to, in our mind group, particularly Asian Americans together, but there are so many different cultures even within the larger countries there. We celebrate all of those cultures. And we also celebrate the culture that we've had integrated into our own community, into the Napa Valley. On China Point, they have a what's called a moon gate there in that park, and that has spiritual significance for, it's almost like a portal or a way you walk through. It's a new beginning, a new way. It's a connection with heaven and earth. So I invite you to go to that park. It's on First in Soskell, I think, and that to use it as a way to portal. But really, any doorway we walk through can be a portal of renewing, bringing yourself to mindfulness. But we'll bring that into my talk today as well. And then I just want to let you know we're still looking at the Sip and Savor, enjoying that, basking in that, sipping it in. But also there were some questions people had about the net profit and how we would use it. Some of it goes to our general expenses because we had a deficit because we had the rental building vacant for so long. So some of it is just basic expenses. But we have put away some. We had a large donation in April, and we are starting a building fund that we have $10,000 in it so far, and we'd like to build that. But this is what we're looking for. This is just a mock-up. There's so many ways that this could show up. But basically, off the office building, it would be a multi-purpose room that would be about 15 by 40 feet open and would have sliding doors in it that would open up on nice days but close up on rainy days, and would be a place to have fellowship on very hot days or very rainy days without having to move all the chairs and things like that. So with a finished floor and things like that. So it's just in the vision form now. But if you happen to know somebody that has an extra, $50,000, $100,000 to put towards that, if you are in a state of abundance, then, or we'll take it 5,000 at a time too. So we appreciate any donation you can offer that into our building fund. So thank you for being a part of that. But I did want to show you this rendition that I had done. Actually, just do it online. It's amazing somebody can do that. And then this coming Saturday, we have a workshop that I'm leading called Healing from the Inside Out. It's about discovering, accessing, and using our natural intuitive healing and bringing in some of the modern quantum physics science as well as work from Joe Dispenza to validate it if you want to, but it also, particularly Joe Dispenza's work, adds to this healing from the inside out. So it'll be a fun workshop. Cost is $20 if you sign up now for members and volunteers. It's $25 at the door on Saturday. So bring friends. We are offering it virtually, but please let me know if you want it virtually so that we can do that. But we are offering it as a hybrid option that while we're in class and able to do it. And we've got that down to pretty much, speaking of a science of how to do hybrid, include people who are online. All my ministerial students are online, and we've had many hybrid classes. So it still brings a quality experience for those people who are there virtually. And also next Sunday is the Event Advisory Support Team. I'll send out an email this week, but just at noon after the services next Sunday. So please know that it is the practitioners and the ministers here are honor and privileged to be able to pray for you. We consider it part of our purpose in life to do so. So we have online requests in the lobby. We have paper requests in the lobby. We have online requests off our website. And we have practitioners after the service here to pray with you in person if you so want, whether it's a particular something you want prayer for or just for general upliftment, general adding more love and joy in your life. That I think it's a great opportunity to be with prayer. So now we'll begin the sacred part of our service with another song by Anna J, followed by prayer and meditation.
This is an original song. I did it last week as well, but Reverend Dre gave me permission to do a couple again so that we can get you guys singing them with me. And this song, the chorus is really simple. It's called Honey. And the song's about love, and it can be about love for anybody, for the spirit, for nature. And I think that the bee just got declared the most important living thing on earth. So yeah, I saw that last week. So we need our honey, we need our honeybees, we need our gardens and our flowers. And so this is Honey. When the voices inside tell me to hide, I will face my fears. And when the ocean starts to rise, like the tears in your eyes, I hope that you're here with me. Honey, I need honey. And I thank you, you take away the pain, like we need the rain. You're a moonbeam, dark, and just your little spark gives me everything I need. Honey, I need honey. Oh, 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 yeah. Would you be my honey? La, 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 honey. La, 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 honey. Could you take me as I came? A little bit insane. Oh, but I will love you. How a flower loves the sun, like lovers on the run. As long as I can be, oh, I will be your honey. I need honey. Oh, 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 yeah. Like the bees need honey. La, 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 honey. La, 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 honey. Honey, I need honey. Thank you.
So, good morning. I'm Diana, and let's just open with a little prayer, okay? So if you feel comfortable, close your eyes and get deep within your heart and know that God is right here, right here. And so I know for myself and for this congregation that we are open to hear the voice of Spirit within us right now and always. So taking in that deep, settling breath and knowing the truth within each and every one of us. I call this day blessed. I call it good. And so it is. And so I forgot my hearing aids today, but you can hear me. I just won't be able to hear you. Okay. Okay. So today we're talking about listening, and it's better if you can actually hear. Anyway, I know that. So I had a situation with a couple of sisters, and this happened over the course of a few years, that I said something to one sister about me being a Democrat and doing things, and she misheard me. And she's held it against me for years, and I tried to clear it up with her recently, and she did not want to believe that she misheard me. And so I said, okay, you know, you have your opinion and I have mine. I just want everyone to know in their hearts, if you know you tell the truth, just hold on to that. You don't have to argue. Just know that you are in your own truth, and they are in their truth. So whatever that means, that means. And I have a little quote from today's Science of Mind. The moment we begin to fear the opinions of others and hesitate to tell the truth that is in us, the divine floods, light, and life no longer flows into our souls. So just hold on to your truth and know that it's okay. God bless you all.
Invite you to talk a little bit about the song before you do that. Yeah.
I loved the message last time I was here about blooming and, you know, how flowers have to go through the rain and the wind and bloom. And I also love that today's message is about raising our voice. And like what Diana just was saying about being a Democrat, kind of perfect timing. So back in 1964, there was a Democratic National Convention, and a big civil rights activist, Fannie Lou Hamer, stood outside of that convention and sang this song, and fighting for everyone to be able to vote, no matter what your race is. And so I thought that's a really cool story. And then also the other song that's going to be in this mashup, this is a sing-along. The end of the last service was too good. I'm like, we're singing all together today, is Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. And the Sweet Chariot was the Underground Railroad. And the Band of Angels was the conductors. And looking over the Jordan River was these people's first sign for freedom. And when they say, if I get there before you do, would you tell my friends, I'm coming too. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Even when I'm alone, I'm gonna let it shine. Even when I'm alone, I'm gonna let it shine. Even when I'm alone, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Good job. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I look over Jordan, what do I see? Coming for to carry me home. There's a band of angels coming after me. They're coming for to carry me home. That's right. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home, would you tell my friends I'm coming too? Coming for to carry me home. Let's get some clapping. Swing low, there we go. Sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. One more time. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, it's coming for to carry me home. Woo! Awesome job. Thank you, guys.
As nobody's free until everybody's free, and that's such a great song to remind that as we find liberation, our work is not done yet. That we need to help other people cross over. So thank you, beautiful song. Let's give her another round of applause. So today my talk is about lasting peace, and it's interesting because when we talk about peace, we're in this faith, we're often talking about an inner peace. But just like liberation, our peace is, for me at least, not complete until I can begin to bring this inner peace into my world around me. And this outer world is an experience, is a reflection of this. And too often, I find that it's easy to find inner peace in a quiet, contemplative moment, but as soon as we step out of the world, it becomes more of a challenge. And yet it's necessary to do that to really create lasting change, lasting peace. And what we find is that we can find peace in any situation. And when we can find it in any situation, then we have found true peace. A peace that will last within us, or at least can be refound at any time, and can make a difference in the world in the way we do that. So there's a few steps we do that, and I think the biggest thing is when we step out into the world, that we're willing to be with people and wherever they are, accept them where they are, and accept ourselves for that too. And we know that the first step is, if you want to imagine it through this moon gate that I talked about, this one being here in Napa, but there are tens of thousands of these moon gates around. If you've been to the Japanese gardens in San Francisco or Japanese gardens in Sacramento, it's part of the architecture. There's dozens in each of those gardens. But for us, it's a metaphor for stepping through a portal, stepping through a way of transformation, recreating this peace within us, and seeing through this, even before we step through it, the vision of this peace that we know can last, that can be. And the first step is oneness. So step one is one, is knowing that we are all interconnected, that all life is interconnected, all life. Every aspect of it. I have begun listening to Braiding Sweetgrass. It's a book by an indigenous woman. It's just a beautiful book. And she's talking about, she's relearning her indigenous language. And she had it at the very elementary level, but ran across a verb, the verb of being, and it was talking about being lake. And she couldn't understand that because lakes can't be, they're not. But then she realized that in her philosophy that lakes are alive, they're a living being. Rivers are alive, rocks are alive. So these verbs are meant for things that are living, and we affirm that everything around us has this aliveness, this vitality, this vibration that we can connect to. And it's a symbiotic relationship. We are not alone. And also we know in this interconnectedness that our inner peace and our outer peace is connected. It is not different. We don't suddenly feel peace, then we go out in the world and it's chaos and go, well, this is not me anymore. This is them. They're creating chaos in my life and I don't know what to do about that. We take responsibility, go, okay, so let's come back to this inner peace, because we know that our inner peace profoundly influences our external reality. And our external reality mirrors that peace back to us. So when we have unresolved emotions, frustrations, personal turmoil, misunderstandings, well, that can lead to discord in our world too. Conversely, cultivating inner peace can transform how we handle conflicts, foster harmony, have constructive communication, or at least openings for communication. Diana, I loved your story because sometimes there are misinterpretations of conversations for whatever reason that is. And we need to keep the door open. We need to keep the portal open for that person in whatever way. We don't burn the bridge. we just keep it open. We love that person, and we just know that there may be a time that they may not come back to that conversation ever again, by the way. There may be no apology for anything, but there may be an opening that they step through in a softer way and make a connection. It can be a simple thing like, hey, can you give me the recipe for your banana bread? That can be an opening sometimes. I think it's important for us to know that the work we do in inner makes a difference in all things. I have personally heard dozens of stories and read of hundreds of stories where somebody does forgiveness work with a person, either forgiven themselves or forgiven others or both, without that person present. And the next time they saw that person or that person called them reaching out, it changed that relationship even though there was never any discussion about that forgiveness. We can be waiting a lifetime for someone to say, I'm sorry. Or waiting for the right time to say, I'm sorry to somebody when they're not open to it at the time. But we can do that inner work, and it creates shifts in our world. It's kind of funny because we say we can't change the past. But there's this weird thing about time in the metaphysical plane that when we do our work now, it does change our past, or at least the effect of the past in the present. And so we know this work we do does make a difference. And what's also interesting is that the absence of conflict is not peace. We need to think about that for a minute. The absence of peace, the absence of conflict is not peace. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. distinguished between negative and positive peace. And what he called negative peace was the absence of conflict, but underneath there were still some unresolved issues, generations of conflict. Think about the Middle East, the thousands of years of conflict in the Middle East between cultures. Or we experience here in the U.S. between races, cultures, and genders. The caste system in Southeast Asia. These are just ancient things, so just because there's not a war or violence or conflict doesn't mean there's not unresolved issues. And quite frankly, the best time to resolve those is before there's conflict. The next best time is during conflict. And it still works after conflict. It works at any time, but the easiest, most graceful way is to be mindful, aware of what's within our system and notice tensions, notice things as in the Aramaic Jesus talked about, things that tied us up, knots within us that we need to untie and loosen up and let go of. And when we're able to do that, then we are more open for peace, more open for what Dr. King called positive peace. And positive peace is a deeper, mindful transformation of relationships and societal structures because those underlying causes of conflict have been addressed either within us or within society. Things like systematic injustices, social inequalities, ancient tribal conflicts, beliefs in revenge. I love what Gandhi said, an eye for an eye makes us all blind, right? So the foundation of equity, that nobody's better than anybody else, we're all in this human race, we're all creating this idea. Somebody told me a story, I don't know, I think I know who it was, but I won't call that person out because I'm not sure that's true or not, but about a man that was in prison for 30 years for a crime he did not commit, in confinement where he didn't get out more than an hour a day out of a cell. And at first he was very bitter about that because he knew he didn't commit it. The courts had found him guilty, but he didn't. And finally, after 30 years, they realized he hadn't done it. They let him out. And he was interviewed, so are you angry about this? Are you upset? And he goes, well, I'm glad to be free. And I tell you what, I'm not angry anymore because I gave 30 years to the system. I'm not going to give them one more hour in my mind. Not one more minute. are they going to take from me? And I think Nelson Mandela, who sat in a jail cell because of his violent, and not, you don't think of him as violent now, but in his early days was very violent, protesting against apartheid. And he was jailed for that. And the first 2 years, he said he spent in anger and frustration. And then he had this epiphany that he realized he was not making a difference at all in his anger. So he found peace, and he began to write. And his pen was much mightier than the sword, so to speak. And his writings began to make a difference in views of apartheid, views of the generations of discrimination that were happening to black people in South Africa. So when we do our forgiveness work, when we stay open, it doesn't mean that that person needs to be in our life again. It can mean that, but it doesn't have to be. But we just have this openness about it. It could be their toxicity is still there, but we just keep an open heart. It's about us healing ourselves. I used to have a friend say you can walk through the valley of evil or death, whatever you want to call the 23rd Psalms, but you don't have to live there. You don't have to camp there. You keep walking. So if there's a situation there, it doesn't mean that we let somebody live rent-free in our head. We let them go. We evict them. We evict our tightness that's in us and let us go. So step 2 in our practice is empathy. And empathy is a very powerful thing that is not... a lot of people think of empathy as something that's a weakness, that we surrender or we have to be soft to be empathetic. But it actually takes a lot of courage to be empathetic, a lot of openness about it. There was an article written by, hang on just a minute. Hang on just a minute. By Charlotte Hayer, and she's the development director of Mentis. If you don't know about Mentis, it's one of the oldest nonprofits here in Napa Valley that advocates for mental health and offers counseling on a sliding scale. They just moved to a new location because people have seen such a powerful influence of the work they're doing is so important. And Charlotte is the development director there and has a PhD in cross-cultural mental health. And she wrote a blog that was part of the Napa Valley Features, which is an independent journalist here that they don't print anything, but things come on your email. Really, really, really good articles. And she led her article about what if we led with empathy? What if we led with empathy? She was in particular talking about this month when it's Mother's Day and Asian American Heritage Month, as well as graduates come, are graduating and just offering empathy and honoring who they were. But I think also the month of May is an interesting month for me because I always think of it as I believe in the spiritual principle of allowing. So we can't force things to happen spiritually. We'd like to be able to do that, but it doesn't work that way. In fact, if we allow it to emerge, allow it to come forth, then it is more likely to happen because it is allowing Spirit's way to come through, not the way we think it should come through. So May is this time that, there was May 4th, which is May the Force be with you, the Star Wars day, but also the loving kindness, may you be well, may you be healthy, may you be at peace and at ease. And there's also, may peace prevail on earth. And so I love this idea, and I think this may, it also works with empathy. It's allowing people, it's giving people space. It's anything but soft, she said, that I think of a Rye Mountain Dreamer's poem talking about, are you willing to stand in the fire with me? and feel my pain and yours as well. To me, that's empathy. We'll be present with our own pain, but to notice somebody else's pain. And, for me, empathy is about asking somebody, how are you doing? Really, how are you doing? Stop and wait for that answer, not for, oh, fine, I'm doing okay. Take a little more time with it. And notice when a person might be stressed or anxious or they're burned out or they're concerned about their health or maybe the health of a loved one. They're part of a caretaking team or maybe the primary caretaker, and just, to find out really what's going on and how's that working for you. I don't know about you, but I struggle with empathy when I'm under high stress. I have some judgment going, when I feel ignored or unheard. Maybe there's a conflict going in or trying to, I want to know why. Why is one of the worst questions for empathy there is. Because I want to know, because it comes with a judgment. Well, why do you believe that? Why do you believe that, So my question for you is, how do you get to empathy? What is it that brings you to, I'm going to throw that out. How do you get to empathy in your life? Just call it out. We're all connected. Feeling that oneness, right? How else do you get to empathy? Notice, say it again. Notice the pain of theirs and yours. Understand it, seeking understanding. Yeah, rather than being understood. Yeah. Other ways? Being mindful that what? We are the eternal now. We're getting deep now. Did you have one to add? Somebody else here? Listening and being present. Yeah, just being. Yeah. Not ready for what you're going to say next. Yeah. And, but there's also a part about setting clear limits. Because that's the part of empathy people don't often think about. But we want to, I remember I gave a talk that's been, before I came here, but right before I came here at another center. So it wasn't a center, it was another center. And I touched on some racial inequality issues. And it was an integrated church, very diverse church. And so a little concerned about what I said, but I just threw it out there because I was a guest speaker, so I could probably say anything I wanted to. And several people of color came up to me and said, thank you for saying that. You're very courageous to say that. Thank you for putting that discussion out. And then a little later, I was getting my things, and this woman came up who was white and just laid into me, just started really laying into me. And at first I was trying to get something out of it, trying to hear the truth in it. But then it just went on, just got really personal, like talking about me and what and she didn't know anything about me. And I said, hold on, And it was important to hear her, but also set a boundary there about I wasn't, because, when the weak get going, they get personal. When the tough get going, they stop and listen and go within and trying to find the highest and best way, because that takes more courage, it takes more time, it takes more patience. All the things we need for empathy. And I know I always appreciate Valerie Carr, who says phrases like, when she's stuck, she says, who have I not yet loved? And before she had a process of her and her uncle called a man who was imprisoned for killing another uncle of hers. In retribution in his mind for 9/11, even though her uncle had nothing to do with it, he just looked like somebody who might be somebody who perpetrated the tragedy at 9/11. And when she asked him she was able to talk to this man, Frank, she found empathy by just keeping asking questions. At first he was defensive, and then he softened a little bit and said that he hopes that to go to heaven and seek forgiveness from her uncle. And she said, "You've already been forgiven." And so this softness that happens around that when we're willing to do our work. So step 3, that to get to this peace, is to step through disorder to peace. Just because there is disorder, I mean, the truth is that it's in nature and in life, what is assured is a birth, a growth, and yes, a decay, a movement towards that. In the physical world, that is, and in the spiritual world, it's true also, because when we get epiphanies, when we have clarity, when we have peace, we seem to go through a very human thing of forgetting, of getting lazy and not doing our work, of just letting it be the way it is, because that's that negative peace. It's peace. We're content. Ignorance is bliss, right? But it's checking in with ourselves and checking that and doing our work so that we keep open to this, and we keep open to all that is in this way. But we also know the nature of this growth is that you got to have some mud. Anybody who gardens or goes out on a hike or does anything outdoors, sometimes you could come in with some mud and some dirt and some sweat on your clothes, even if you have the best of clothing. Now, this young little child here looks like they're enjoying the mud more than the actual gardening. For me, it's a necessary thing that we need to do. We need to get our hands dirty to find a greater peace. But as humans, we tend to avoid messy things, chaotic things, disorganized things, and yet if we accept it, not that it has to be permanent, but it's a way through this disorder, disorganization, we can find a peace. I love Omar Atani's, he's a writer, but he also illustrates often. He says, "Who said that mind must be a jungle, chaotic and messy? Because we can cultivate our own mind's garden and grow our own peace of mind." So it's through the disorder and chaos we can find this and open up to something greater in this way. There's an author, Zinhu Earthland Manuel, and he said, he wrote a book called The Way of Tenderness, Awakening Through Race, Sexuality, and Gender. And this is his quote, or her quote. I'll say their quote. How about that? "Our spiritual paths have assisted us. Our aspirations to be better human beings may inadvertently hinder us." Really? Here's why they said that. "To be good people, we tend to bypass the messiness of our own lives in order to enter the gate of tranquility. No matter which way we approach peace, it seems that we must cross the burning threshold of human conditioning to enter it. So before we leap to the universal, the true essence, or the spirit, why not start where we are as human beings? We must carve a path through the flames of our human condition. We must see it for what it is and bow to it, not a pitiful bow, but a bow of acknowledgement. Acknowledging our human condition, we acknowledge that we might not know how to end hatred, and that we are not superheroes. We are human beings, and we can do what we can do." I love the phrase about inhaling the world. So we don't have to inhale the toxic part. We don't go out and drink polluted water or inhale bad air or something, smoky air. But we inhale what it is and accept it as a human condition, and we breathe out. We let it circulate in ourselves. We inhale that world, and we breathe out peace. We exhale peace. Let's do that. Inhale the world and breathe out peace. Inhale the world as it is and exhale peace. Accept the world as it is and breathe out peace. A good symbol of this is, I talked a few weeks ago about the three sisters, which is an indigenous way of planting different plants. Now, the more Western world is, when we garden, we want our corn in one row. This is our squash area. This is the only squash can grow in here, you know. And yet there's a symbiotic, really, real life is symbiotic. And so the corn that's in the three sisters offer a stock for beans to grow up. The beans provide nitrogen for the corn and the squash provides shade and keeps moisture in and keeps other weeds from going in. So there's this thing that we have that is symbiotic in this way. And together as a community, together with friends, with family, we create ways that work together. And we allow that to happen. I don't think it's by accident that it's three sisters, not three brothers. Because it is the divine mother, you know, whether you are adopted mother, stepmother, grandmother, great-grandmother, or you stepped in as the role of mothering, this divine goddess mother energy is inclusive and knows that there's an energy that holds all life as sacred. That we can do this together. And even if there's so much new science about trees that communicate with each other, that produce at the same time, that add help to each other when one is suffering, and we need to do that as humans too. Today is the it's a national or international holiday about a May peace prevail on earth. It's the Mount Fuji Declaration, and they've had ceremonies that started 7 o'clock last night Pacific time, but during the day in Japan. And what was amazing is, as part of this space of this International Peace Day, it's a global annual peace event, is there are people from all around the earth doing different activities for peace, singing songs, having prayers in all countries around the world. And the declaration from Mount Fuji is that they, and why I had this picture up, this was a representative from the Mount Fuji Declaration that came and blessed the peace pole that's outside here that we did as a circle. And she did this little ceremony, and she kept talking about the divine spark. And I go, yes, I know the divine spark. You know, that we saw in each other, their beliefs and our beliefs, there was an alignment. And they also believed to create lasting peace on earth, we have to live out from this divine spark that we all have. And divine spark that is in all life, not just humans, but all life. And so they have been going through this this phrase, oops, going the wrong way there, may peace prevail on earth. So what I'd like to do today, and since this is a ritual for this International Peace Day, the Mount Fuji Declaration, I put on my stole, which has all the faiths that, many of the faiths, not all the faiths in the world. But this is about a declaration that we are connected and all one. So we know this planet that we are on is one. We know that it moves and breathes, and it is alive also, the Mother Earth that we have. So what I'd like to do at this time is to repeat this phrase about may peace prevail on earth, but do it for each continent. We don't quite have time to. We did this about 8 years ago, and we did it for each country, or for, I don't know. I can't even keep up with what country names are anymore. But we'll just do it for the continents, and as I say it, you repeat it, and know it, that it's on this planet Earth. So we'll begin with the South Pacific, Australia, New Zealand, and the South Pacific Islands. So I will say, may peace prevail in the South Pacific, Australia, and New Zealand. And you repeat it. May peace prevail in Asia. May peace prevail in Europe. May peace prevail in Africa. May peace prevail on Antarctica. May peace prevail in South America. May peace prevail in Central America. May peace prevail in North America. May peace prevail in the United States. May peace prevail in Napa Valley. May peace prevail on the earth. May peace prevail on the earth. May peace prevail on the earth. Just let that sink in for a moment. And know that when there's disorder in your life, confusion, doubt, unsureness, just come back to may peace prevail in me. May peace prevail around me. And just allow that peace to come forth. And in prayer in this moment, I know the Spirit is always with us from this place of interconnectedness, place of oneness. That is the source of peace. And so I know Spirit is in us right now, through us. That is this peace, that is this love, and in this joy. And as we turn to this overarching Spirit, we are held in peace. We are peace. And this peace we are opens us up to a greater experience of peace in our world and creates peace around us. We know this to be so as we release it into the Word, knowing it is so. Together we say, and so it is. All right? Yeah. So speaking of our power to change the world, here's Anna's song, Change the World.
Thank you so much. Changing our world, step one. Why are you standing there? You see that I'm in tears from all the words you said. How do you look at me and see what used to be the letter never sent? When will you let me go so I don't have to grow any deeper in this pain? I gotta move on and be strong. I'm ready to take on the world. I gotta move on and keep singing my songs. And remember, I'm not just a girl. I could change the world, you could change the world, we could change the world. So let's change the world. So goodbye to the parts of me that hurt and to the parts that got cursed. It feels so good to let my hair down. And now I can look back in memories and feel how much life means to me without being so scared. You know I gotta move on and be strong. I'm ready to take on the world. I'm ready. I gotta move on and keep singing my songs. And remember that I'm not just a girl. I could change the world. let's change the world. Move on, be strong, I'm ready. Move on, be strong, I'm ready. Let's do that 2 more times. Move on, be strong, I'm ready. Move on, be strong, I'm ready. Oh, you know I gotta move on and be strong. I'm ready to take on the world. I'm ready. I gotta move on and keep singing my songs and remember that I'm not just a girl. I can change the world, you can change the world, we can change the world, so let's change the world. I could change the world, you could change the world, we could change the world. I could change the world, you could change the world, we could change the world. I could change the world, you could change the world, we could change the world. So let's change the world. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, before I forget, advertisement here. This is our traveling peace pole, and it is available for rent for a month. You can take it home for a contribution to the center and put it in your front yard and spread peace in your neighborhood. So there is a sign-up sheet at the welcome table, and feel free to do that, and we'll bring it to you. You don't have to do anything but sign up, and we appreciate you being a part of that. So this is our time when we invite you to be part of the law of circulation. We know that this is part of that symbiotic relationship with the 3 sisters, that we are, that which you give to our vision and mission comes back to you. It's spreading out into the world. So we appreciate you being a part of supporting this center. If the ushers could come forward. There are several ways to contribute to the center. Many of you already do it, have done it in the past in ways like online bill pay and different ways. So we know that you are giving either in the past, the present, or the future, but many different methods to do that. We appreciate in whatever way you give to us. So take your hand and put it over your heart to represent that which is you've given in the past, present, or will in the future, and repeat the affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is. One more song.
This is another song I wrote. It's called How Beautiful Is This? And just remembering how we are all connected in this world is one beautiful being. The song starts out with talking about an eclipse. And that's one of those times that people get together and get their glasses and go out and we all watch the eclipse. And it's a reminder that we're all spinning around together at the same rate. It's called How Beautiful Is This? Just like an eclipse only happens at a certain time. one day we will die. But oh, how beautiful is that eclipse, and how beautiful is this. You let me be me, and I love watching you be you. Yeah, I do. Any moment with you I would hate to miss. Something as beautiful as this. And all of the faces and places I've been to, they all led me to you. And just to think, with any changed moment we could have missed, something as beautiful as this. You let me be me, and I love watching you be you. Yeah, I do. Any moment with you I would hate to miss. Something as beautiful as this. Something as beautiful as this. Whoa. Something as beautiful as this. Thank you.
Thank you. This is a time in our service we like to welcome anybody who might be here for the first time, either online or here in the community. If you're willing to raise your hand, we'd love to acknowledge you and get to know you. Anybody here for the first time? No? Okay. Well, we appreciate all of you being with us today on this warm day. We're trying to keep it cool in here, but we also know we have a lot of warm hearts. So we are having coffee out in the courtyard. Please join us out for that, for snacks and coffee and empathetic conversations, right? So we have a blessing that we can give each other this day and online. We say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community, and so it is. It's great. So we have a, let's all stand for the congregational affirmation and our closing song. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. I am led by Spirit. I'm guided by wisdom. I'm protected by love. I am here to be a blessing. I am so grateful. And so it is. And we have our practitioners lined up here for prayer. If you so want it, just remain in the sanctuary. Also a place of peace if you just want to meditate for a little bit while we enjoy our time out in the courtyard. You can join us later. And now, closing song, another original one.
Well, this is going to be a sing-along. So I want to hear your beautiful voices. Some dark morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a place where joy never ends. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in
So we are centered in peace as we remember step 1, which is being in one. Have a great Sunday.